So there is a subject that is really a huge subject, and a subject that bothers a lot of people. And the question is, if you have been in a marriage where there has been infidelity, is there hope to get back to normal? If I forgive and if we continue to live together and continue in the marriage, are we going to get back to normal? But you will not get back to normal, but you will have to create a new normal. What happens with an infidelity? It causes couples to be realistic about their relationship. So most of the times, by the time the affair is coming to light, somebody has been feeling that something is not right. And of course, the person who has been in the affair, they knew that something is not right in the marriage. It's just that they didn't come out and confess. And I have met couples where the person who has been in an affair has ended the affair, and then they have come out and confessed that it was there. What happens, when the affair is put out to light? There is a lot of devastation that now comes into the relationship. And so it's important to understand that your relationship is not going to be the same. What is going to happen is that it is going to grow. Well, there will be a lot of honesty, because now there is no more a denial that our marriage is not okay. And so you find that many times an affair, the discovery of an affair actually sends that relationship to a new level of growth. Now, in order for you to continue successfully in that relationship, you will need to the couple needs to allow themselves to go through the process of pain, and then the process of healing. Because if you do not allow the pain to take place, then you are not going to heal well. And so it is important to allow the suffering to happen and to understand that there is a process of grief, there is a process of confusion, there is a process of anger, there is a process of bitterness. And if you want to build that relationship back up, you've got to allow the process to happen. How do you do that? The person who has been cheated on needs to understand that they will go through a lot of being triggered, and the fear of the affair happening again. There is a lot of suffering, the trust will be broken, and there will be the back and forth. There are days when you come in and you think it's okay, I'm going to be fine. There are times when the suffering is too much. You will use words, you will do all sorts of things, you will threaten all sorts of things, you will start to be very hyper vigilant, all of that. For the victim, what you need to do is to find support outside of your spouse. Find support, whether it is with a therapist, whether it is with friends who are going to hold your hand as you go through the process. And then the person who has been in the affair, the suffering that they go through, first of all, there is a relief, but the suffering you go through is that even though was you who confessed and you told the whole truth, that your wife now or your husband now has been triggered to, this is the time they are getting to know about the affair. So they have to go through their wilderness, and you are going to be the person who experiences their anger, who experiences their brokenness. You need a lot of patience in order to be able to work on successfully healing this marriage. The two of you will need to understand there is a process, and this process of healing is not an easy one, and it takes time. Both of you will have to develop patience with each other, and then both of you will need, this is something that I will emphasize so much, you need to go and get personal help from a counselor, a marriage counselor, so that the person who's hurt, you are going through your own healing, and the person who hurt the other person, you're also growing. You are asking yourself, how did I get to this place where I broke my vows to my partner, and how did I create all this havoc in my relationship? So you do need also to just confessing and coming clean is not enough. You also need to develop an understanding, deeper insight, and the deeper insight that you get is insight to give you the tools that you need to never repeat that again. If you do not know the reason why you went into the cheating experience, then you will repeat it, because there must have been a reason why you did it. So confront that reason, and you can't do that on your own. You need to do that with a therapist. What you want to do during the healing process is each one of you needs to find your own healing separately. But then, after you have debriefed and after you have been able to process the raw emotions after the discovery of the affair, you want to find a marriage counselor. And this marriage counselor, her job or his job is to help your relationship to be better than it was. So you're not going to go back to what it was. This is an opportunity for you to create new meanings, to create new commitments, and to create a new path that both of you can go through. Now, I will say very quickly here that the choleric, if you are a choleric and you find out that your spouse has been in an affair, the natural way of a choleric is to leave immediately. You don't want to deal with it, you just want to escape it. The melancholic, on the other hand, the more introverted, they sit and they ruminate on it. So they may not make a decision to leave. They may stay, but then they continue to really suffer through that. So one of the things I normally suggest that you do within the first 3 months of discovering an affair, don't make drastic decisions. What you want to do is go through a process of really finding out what happened. Get into working with someone who is going to help you make some sort of decision. So it is very important for us to take some time and walk. Immediately you find out about the affair, please seek the help of a counselor so that they can walk with you to kind of process what has happened, and at the same time look at the options that you have so you can choose the best option that works for your family. So this is a very sensitive subject, and it's something that needs a lot of our attention on how to walk through that. And but for now, I just wanted to share a little bit about going back to rebuild a relationship that has been damaged by infidelity. And I hope that 1 or 2 tips have helped you. If I can be of personal help, then my number is on the screen. Please feel free to call me, and you can leave comments or questions. I'll be glad to address them. Until I see you next, may God bless you.